Welcome to Inside the Vault. Today we're here with Nick Barisheff, President and CEO of Bullion Management Group. Nick, can you give our viewers some insight into safe bullion storage?
So the issue is with gold storage, what a lot of people don't appreciate is that, first of all, it's critically important that title to the bullion be transferred to your name when you buy it. And the appropriate paperwork is in place detailing the bar in terms of serial number, the exact weight, the exact purity, refiner. That's step one. Step two is, if you're not going to bury it in your backyard or hide it under the mattress, if it's too much bullion, then you have to put it in storage. So that's where you have to store it on an allocated basis. But what's missing is step three. You have to know about the details of the vault. Now the details are, you have to know who the owner of the vault is and what the mortgage is on the vault. Because in the event of the bankruptcy of the vault operator, the lender or the landlord can take over. Under bankruptcy, there's specific rules how everybody is notified, but basically you might get a letter and it may be notified in the local newspaper that unless you get your assets out by a certain date, you lose them to the trustee in bankruptcy. Now, I've known this all along, but this specifically came home to roost because I have a boat and it's been with a marina in Keswick, and the company has been operational since 1930. Then this November, they went bankrupt. 500 boats were already out of the water. People owned them, had title to them, transferred them, etc. The trustee in bankruptcy notified all the boat owners that they had to come up with proof, title documentation, and ownership of the boats. And if they didn't do it by a certain amount of time, the ownership of the boat would fall under the bankruptcy and the proceeds would go to the bankrupt. So, number of people, at this point there's about 20 boats to my understanding, that don't have adequate documentation. The documentation for their loan amounts or their mortgages on the boats they do have. But if this doesn't get resolved, they lose ownership of the boat. So that's the one last flaw that people aren't aware of that can happen, and nobody looks at the details of who owns the vault. You need the financial statements, it needs to be a public company, you need to know who owns the real estate, you need to know if there's any loans against it. Most people don't. And if you happen to be absent when that letter arrives to prove your ownership, or you're out of the country and so on, you can find that your gold is gone if there's a bankruptcy of the vault operator.